Cameras rolling. Positions, everyone. Cue talent. In 3, 2, 1. Action.
Hello and welcome. I'm Paul Rhines with FoosballTV.com, here with Johnny Lott, and we are joined by the amazing Rob Mares, coming to us live via satellite, via Skype, via some other transmissions across the planet, to sit with us and take a look at and analyze a little bit of this historic event that we have coming here with the Hall of Fame in Las Vegas and the Rollerball event that Johnny put together. And so we're here to talk about that a little bit, explore it, and consider some of the different possibilities that exist with it, and look at some of the other details behind it, because there's a lot of stuff going on with this Hall of Fame, not the least of which I want to acknowledge that Rob is one of the inductees who's coming in, and long due certainly, and credit where credit's due certainly. So congratulations on that, Rob. And so really, I guess the whole thing behind this is one, it's a remarkable thing. And now that we can look at the bracket, which we're going to talk about, it's certainly an interesting bracket that makes for some speculation and some talk. And really, I guess the idea behind it, Johnny, is really where did the whole thing come from and incubate out of?
Well, a few months ago, Mary Moore and I kind of got together. There's foosball's been a little bit slow in the last few years. We wanted to kind of inject some energy in it, and I recalled an event that we had back in a tournament soccer tour back in the big golden era they call a foosball, where we put together a winner take all, and a bunch of the top people threw in some large entry fees, and we went for it, and we had two of those in a row, and I was fortunate enough to win both of them with the great Mike Bowers. And so I thought I'd try something like this, and here we are. About 4 months later, we got four of the best teams, in the world. Some of them haven't played for a while. We got the Canadians jumping in there too to get their representation, and it looks to be a lot of fun. It's created a lot of buzz on the internet. We got a lot of old players coming out of the woodwork just to watch this thing, and that hasn't happened in foosball in a long, long time. And it's going to be kind of exciting. We're using the rollerball rules, which changes things around. It's almost a little bit of an equalizer because everybody's on different footing. Everybody's kind of playing on their little bit different style. It's a faster style. It's the kind of style that they played in Europe many years ago. And you're still going to see a controlled game, though. They're not going to be doing random, crazy trick shots. You'll see a controlled game, but you'll see a little more defense out of the goalies, I think, and you're going to see some exciting foosball. And so that was my inspiration, just trying to interject some energy in foosball, do something a little bit different. And luckily, guys like Mares and the world champions Diaz and Moore, and a lot of great players stepped up the plate and backed me on it, or it wouldn't be happening. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that.
Amen to that. And it really is a throwback kind of an event back to those TS days in a sense, just in terms of the fact that it is a winner take all. It's some high stakes playing. It's fast action. It's rollerball, and it's the players that know that style of play. So Rob, I appreciate you taking the time to come about this, to explore some of the different stuff about it. You have had the opportunity to see the chart, have you not? This is Paul Rhines here with Johnny Lott and Rob Mares, and we fell subject to the joys of technology there with Skype just booting us off and saying bye-bye with no notice. So we are back. As a result of the draw that Mary Moore did this afternoon, and we thought, it'd be fun to talk with some of the people that are really involved in the whole thing. So that's how this came to be. We jumped in front of the cameras here in my podcast studio. So we're doing this via Skype. So we are subject to those things that we don't have the high-end video conferencing on right now. And so I was throwing it over to you, Rob, and just saying, you got an opportunity to look at the chart. What was your the first thing that jumped out at you? I'm guessing probably looking at where you fell on it, yeah?
Yeah, first thing I'm looking at is who my first round is because he's, it's just an open draw, and you never know who you're going to have to play, and it's of course your first thing you're looking at, and then I'm looking at, I'm really looking at who's even actually made it all the way in this thing. There's been so many talk
Overall.
about so many different people, and so I'm looking at who's actually in there, who I'm playing. And I'm looking at who's maybe the favorites. It's like, how do you pick a favorite here? Couple stand out. I'm with Johnny. This is a big equalizer, this rollerball thing. So you can't just go with your normal seeds here.
Right.
Although you still got to figure the chance for the favorite. Ryan's got a great roll-up game, a whole deep bag full of tricks. You got to give the champs the edge there. But I mean, starting at the top. The Canadians are going to have their hands full. You got Atkinson and Schirkenbach. Cut me a break.
Yeah.
Garrett, I've seen it with the trucks in the rollerball style. I've won a 2-ball tournament with Garrett before. Not to mention, Tommy can shoot
All day long moving, yeah.
No, I'm serious. And, the next one, you got the champs. But look at them. They got to play Rick Martin.
Right.
Roll up kicks and stuff, and who's familiar with Rick's game right now, And not to mention Sierra, goalie war winner. They're going to be deadly.
And Rick is a strong contender in that field.
Yeah. I mean, who do you pick as a favorite here? You got Chalifon and Coulter Daniel, up-and-comer, all kinds of his game changes every tournament. He's got all kinds of kick shots. Tony is a variable. Not known as a rollerball specialist, but loves a foosball challenge, and obviously can get her done. He's got pull kicks and push shots, and what it actually does have a pull shot.
Right.
I don't know how you got Thor away from Garrett, but there's you got Thor down there at the bottom. I mean, what you did there, and then of course, come on, Lafredo and Horton. You can pick them as the favorites. They got because you got to figure kind of favors a pull shooter or a push kicker or a pull kicker, this style. You got Lafredo and Horton there, forget about it. So, but if I was, I don't know where my dough would go here. This is crazy. It's going to be awesome. And the unfamiliarity of what we're all going to be doing is that big question mark element that really I think is what's going to make this so much fun. Because we all have video of each other doing the regular thing and very sure of what we're going to see from each other. A lot of familiarity there and not a whole lot changing in the styles and stuff. But now you get this rollerball element in there. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Rob, let me ask you a question. To me, what's really cool is the way these Canucks, the Canadians, stepped up and jumped in this thing and bought their way into the big show. I don't know much about those two guys. I've seen Eric Dunn. He's a strong player. Nutran, he says he can throw the ball around. I mean, I think it's cool they got in there.
Looking back, it's the one team I didn't really get into details about. Those guys are good. Eric Dunn, definitely killer player. Nutran, definitely, like
strong
you said, he
player.
can throw it down. And again, who knows what kind of funsy game Noom has?
Yeah, exactly.
When players shoot this wrist rocket and stuff, that's going to be scary. It really is. And Eric Dunn, he's got tons of huge wins under his belt.
Lots of, yeah.
What kind of funsy style is he going to break out? That's no gimme. That is no gimme.
Well, so let me jump. Speaking of styles and who's going to break into what and do what, you are known for certainly some no shortage of options where hitting a moving ball is concerned, Rob.
Sure.
Without giving away too much, do you have any strategy in mind for how you're going to deal with the rollerball as opposed to a static game that we typically see?
Yeah, I mean, I'm known for playing pretty fast and stuff anyway, so I think it's going to really be natural for me. I'm going to really be looking forward to seeing Tony in this because he's so creative and is just such an animal. And if he can control the midfield like he does with his 5-row, which is already just moving Mach 10 anyway, that's no adjustment required there. That's going to be awesome. And I definitely have some specialty shots I've created for this event.
Oh, that's cool. That's
things
cool.
that I breaking down those rules, 3 guys, tick, 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 you know, thinking of the different options off of that and things. Got plenty of ideas for what to do up front if I end up there at any time.
Cool.
Me and Johnny, we could do anything. We'll let the percentages dictate what we'll end up doing. If I'm getting scored on or he's not
converting.
Getting it, whole some switch, you know. I don't really see that happening, but I like to be ready.
Open to the option.
Forward stuff ready to go too if I need to bring any of that out of the bag, you know. So yeah, I think I don't know. Me personally, I don't think Tony and I are too worried about it or whatever. We're not really expected to be the greatest at that. It takes a little of the pressure off of us, and I think we're ready to have some fun and more than happy to throw our hats in the ring for a challenge event like this. And I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be a good time for me. Definitely. We have a different feel than the open event. You know, all the discipline and the serious preparation and stuff. I just feel like this is going to have a cool vibe to it.
A lightness to it that's an enjoyability factor.
Serious. We're going to be trying to win. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of smiles and stuff and people getting whippy and things.
Yeah, but in this kind of a venue, you're inclined to just grab it and slap it like you normally would if you were just playing, and it's not just acceptable, but necessary.
Yeah. You're going to have to find that balance between, like Johnny was saying, people aren't just going to be going nuts up there. But even though it's going to be right there, you're going to be inclined to do that. People are going to be trying to play discipline within that crazy rollerball style. That's just, you know, that's just how we do it.
And I want to jump in and interject something really quick, and I know Johnny's got something he wants to throw out. But when we're talking about rollerball, for the viewers, we're not talking about a 2-ball game here. We are talking about a 1-ball rollerball game. So just so that people clearly understand that.
Yeah, and some people in the beginning thought it was 2-ball. This is a tournament style of play. They're going to see people playing their tournament style for the most part, speeding it up just a little bit. We do have something I haven't told you yet, Rob. We're going to throw in a couple of bonus cash prizes for the best trick shot or best
creative.
The best creative shot made from forward and also from goalie. So that's going to, you know,
little incentivizing
little
there.
incentive to maybe take a nice little, you know, creative something there. See if you can get you.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea.
So we got that, and you know, and the one thing that we have not talked about, and I don't think a lot of people, and I could even ask you, I don't know how many players in this thing have paid real close attention to the rules, but we have a natural handicap in this event that helps anybody that's behind and keeps the matches close, and that is all drops go to the player behind.
Right. That's
so, man, this is going to be, you know, some of the closest matches, hard-fought matches you can see.
And you brought up some good points. I'll be honest with you. There's still some rules questions that I have and don't have. And then we'll iron it out as we go. And I'm not, you know, again, not going to get worried about that. I know it'll work out, but I want to play. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, you know, that's...
Ball. I wish it was 3-ball.
Yeah, I imagine you do. You wish it was 3-ball with the table open, right?
I think it's great. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, and you know, that's really cool, and I got to acknowledge that you know, the people who did step up and go, hey, you know what, this is something that's really a unique opportunity, and the idea of cutting it off at 8 teams and not pushing it further than that, and I think is a really cool thing because it's going to have a great flow, and man, what a great bracket this is for
I don't think there's a problem with only having the 8. Because right there, you've already separated the men from the boys. Who's really wanting to
What was that, Rob? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
You heard me. It's true. We've already had our first separation right there. So
first round of eliminations was the entry. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, but you know, being as how it's this rollerball and this big variable thing. I don't know. You could take a round away from it, and that's okay. I mean, it's going to be, you know, 18 is fine. That's fine.
Well, this is one event that I think we've caught the imagination of people, and I think the people watching are going to have just as much fun as the people playing, and that's watching these players play at this high level where they're challenged a little bit. And By the way, we haven't talked much, and that was one of the most. I wonder if you were once a used car salesman, because that was one of the most modest pitches a minute ago about what you guys' chances was. Tony's amazing. We all can talk about Tony. I have to tell you, there's the old school, new school argument, all that, and everybody gets this, that. You get tons of respect from old school players because of your work ethic. Spreedeman is just talent incorporated. I'm sure we have. Who did we have in the tournament soccer day? Well, we had Lafredo, but there was somebody that was just. There was another player. I'm trying to think who it was. Just completely, utterly could do anything on the table. But that's Tony Spreedeman. I've already went to YouTube and I've watched his pull kick.
We had Stork and Ben Rivera back then that were really
his pull kick
prolific.
Is to say it's impressive. Is putting it mildly. So, and he's one of the funnest players to watch. So, this thing's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a real spectator event because of all like I said, it's going to be fun to watch this. And it's really special for me because I'm going to have a lot of extra friends and family out there.
Oh, really? Cool.
And so they're going to get to watch something that they might not realize they don't normally see at a tournament. And that's doing the roller style. But I know that it's going to be a real spectator event. So I'm glad they'll be able to check that out.
Well, and speaking of that, Rob, it's going to be live streamed. We are going to have hook up with Jim and run the live feed through the Inside Foos system and feed it out to the whole world live.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty used to that by now. Most of us have done the live thing. Or
but
whatever.
in this special event, that was a point of contention: is do we want to make you have to be there?
It should be live streamed. There's going to be people watching.
I think we're going to have a very big audience. The neat thing about this is that I think with names in it like Lafredo and yourself and one or two others that have Ryan Moore that have exposure overseas, I think with those names and the rollerball format, with a little bit of promotion in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get a lot of people watching from overseas because this is the old European style we're playing. We're playing the old European style.
The Italians play the speedball.
Yeah, exactly.
I've gotten to witness. I was over there for an ITSF event, and they had the finals of the nationals going on, where the winners got 2 Fiats.
Right.
And they come in, they put me right up in the front. I got to watch these guys rumble this speedball.
They're good at it.
And I mean, it is insane.
Yeah.
And you don't really see the rhyme or reason to it at first, but after a while, you realize that they're good at it.
Yeah, very.
Great.
Yeah.
And it's a legitimate competition. It's a different style, and we're kind of honoring that style with what you're doing. In a sense,
Yeah. What you're going to see is a lot of more of the Wolfgang Wrestler kind of moving that ball, man. That's that style of play. And speaking,
that's why I wasn't surprised when they said, Atlas coming and things like that. I expected some of those guys. It fits their game so well. Terry Rue, I'm surprised he's not in there. There's a few players that really.
That was my next question: is who's obvious by their absence, Rob?
I don't know what that really says. Well, I know. I'm an action speak loud words guy. I don't know what they're trying to say by that. I don't want to say they're not wanting to step up, because I know a lot of them guys know they could compete in it. I don't know, but I think once they see the action, they're going to probably wish they were in there,
That's definitely true, and that bodes well for next year. It bodes well for next year.
Next time you do it, it'll have validity.
Yeah.
Back, and people it's gonna go off, man. It's gonna be good.
So we mentioned that it's kind of a throwback, and the other element of that I mentioned, there's a lot going on, is Gary Pollock coming in and putting on a concert. Talk about throwback, right?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to, some people are going to get turned on to that stuff for the first time. A lot of people are just going to be blown away that they're getting a chance to see him again. Mm-hmm. And I've never got to see him do the songs live, but and I know Tony has those songs on his iPod. I mean, we're going to, he does, really does. And it's going to be awesome. Yeah, that's going to be, and something else that you don't you don't see a lot of this. There's gonna be a lot of one-time things at this tournament that you don't normally see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rob, who's going to be introducing you at the Hall of Fame?
Mike Bowers.
Who?
Mike Bowers.
Mike Bowers.
Nice.
Dr. Bow. Doesn't get it. Yeah, doesn't get any better than that.
No, I'm really lucky to have Mike as a personal mentor of mine, and didn't take me 2 seconds when I said, no brainer, man, no brainer.
Yeah.
Mike Bowers.
Tell us your team name, Rob.
Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. All right.
Me and Tony's favorite Metallica song, and
There you go.
That song has a couple of little backstories to it that are personal to us, and it just fits, especially it being Vegas. Yeah, Blitzkrieg's our team name for sure, on a number of reasons, and multifaceted. That's clearly the name for me and Tony out there. Yeah.
Well, I know you are certainly probably going to want to come in like stormtroopers and walk all over this thing. So everybody's, I got to say, when I looked at the bracket and I saw the way it was and saw the breakdown on the whole thing, I thought to myself, looking at these teams, given the circumstances of the event, any one of these teams can win.
Who's the favorite? Exactly. When I was going through it, it's honestly, man.
Any one of these teams can win.
Yeah, well, Rob, let's talk about one last factor, which we've forgotten, and this is something that we're participating in as we speak. This is a historic event in a lot of ways, but as far as I know, never in the history of competitive foosball, ever, worldwide, has an event been drawn up like this 2 weeks ahead. I mean, you know who you're going to play for 2 weeks. So there's one more factor in there that allows, great when you're and Rick Martin pointed out to me we've got 12 world champions and 6 Hall of Famers in this thing, including you now. And I mean, when you give world champions and Hall of Famers 2 weeks to prepare, it's going to be fun.
Look at him smiling. Look at the smile. You look like a kid in a candy store, Rob.
It's going to be awesome. It really is. It's firing me up about it more and more.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Great. I think you're right. It is a first, which is hard to do anymore. I think it is the first time something's been drawn up that far in advance, as far as the bracket even,
Yep. For everybody to know. And again, hats off to everybody who's in. Way to go. Way to support the sport. And way to take an opportunity to really believe in yourself. To really shake things up a little bit, and it's like even I hate to frame it as the Canadian our friends to the north being underdogs, but even
they're rocky. They're rocky. Everybody's going to be rooting for them.
That's why I said anybody can win. Looking at it,
they might be underdogs just because they don't have the big credentials, but honestly, anybody that's in the know knows those guys.
They got a game. Yeah.
You're not going to call that an easy match. Cut me a break.
No.
Sure.
Okay, Johnny, any parting shots?
Well, I just waited till the end to say congratulations, Mr. Hall of Famer. You well.
Oh, wow. Appreciate it. I don't know that's really hitting me yet, but I'm starting to feel that.
You well earned it. You're Mr. Work Ethic.
I want to let everybody who's watching to know to stay tuned. We're going to be having some other interviews with some other of the prolific players who are going to be coming in this. We are also going to be we are filming this entire event for a documentary for basically the reawakening of foosball and trying to approach this from a really high level in terms of the production quality of it and what we're going to do with bringing all of these Hall of Famers and world champions together. So
I appreciate you doing that. That's awesome to document this. I can't wait to see it already.
Thanks a lot, Rob, for taking the time out to do this, and I will see you second round.
Okay, guys. Take care.
be good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.